Well, hi there. Welcome to another episode of Aman Taking Care of Business. Like majority of the nation, I recently fell in love with flying due to the movie Top Gun. And like most people, the first thing that came to my mind is, I could totally do that. But for reasons I won't go into, I'm not trusted behind the wheel, let alone a fighter jet. But thankfully in Calgary, with the next best thing called Altitude Flight Simulation Center, a state-of-the-art facility that allows for a realistic flying experience. Let's buckle up and see if I have what it takes to be the next Top Gun pilot. Awesome. Thanks for inviting me to your beautiful little center here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by.
I wonder if you give me a little tour of the place, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So, can you tell me about your little pilots you have here?
So those are aviation camps. We have multi-levels of aviation camp. We have introduction to aviation level 1 and level 2. Those are the certificates we give. So the Wright brothers took the introduction to aviation with us. Yeah.
You guys been open for what, 200 years?
Exactly, yeah. I would say age group is about 8 to 11. We try to group kids within age group, so it's easier for them to socialize and kind of have fun during the learning. Gives them the comfort as well to engage and ask, right? I mean, one of the funny interactions I've had is that people walk in and say, if I sat in the 737 and I learned how to do that, if something happened in the real plane, can I actually fly the plane? I mean, not to that level of education, but yes, we do provide a certain education, anywhere from a camps to an actual, they come and they sit. Yeah.
Can you tell me about this little cockpit you have here?
So this is a 737NG. This is one of the most common plane that you're probably going to see around. It's WestJet, Flair, Air Canada, Southwest. Yeah. It's pretty much the most, I think, sold plane around the world. It's an NG series. It's 1-to-1 scale. 90% functionality, so all the overhead, the quadrant, everything, the screens in front of you, the autopilot, everything pretty much works the same way as a real plane. So if you forgot something and you are up in the air, something is going to happen. In this from an aspect of flying, it's exactly the same speed. Yeah, and we can simulate weather conditions. So now it's kind of a clear, slightly cloudy over forecast, but then you can do it night.
This one here, though, that one really has like my eye.
All right.
I feel like I'm in World War II just by looking at this bad boy.
You are actually indeed, and the plane is pretty beat up there with some bullets in the fuselage, right? So
a little attention to detail there.
Yeah, a little details there, some rust, some paint peeling off, and yeah, let's try to make it get some realism in it. So some people like the whole visual aspect of it. The fact that you can actually see the other planes, you can get in a dogfight where you can see them with a machine gun rather than using just instruments and radars. So yeah, that's another setup. And we have two, they are flying together in the same theater, so they get to either shoot each other.
Or work together?
Yeah, or work together and shoot some enemies.
So like, whole reason I came here is to drive those guys because of the Top Gun, so I'm wondering if you can do that right now? If you can give me a little tutorial, if you don't mind?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Well, hello everyone. I'd like to welcome today's guest on the show, Firas, the owner of Altitude Flight Simulation Center. Firas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you? Thanks for stopping by.
I was looking around Calgary for like unique stores, and yours is probably on top of the list there. So like, what made you want to open up this business in the first place?
So let's start by this. First of all, flight simulation in general, it's like anything else, like driving. You will see a lot of hundreds of thousands of people around the world in the community that like to fly. They have setups at home. Adding to this, the enthusiasts who like flying aviation in general. I don't know if you were, but in my case, when I was a kid, you get to fly a plane, then when you are exiting the plane, you want to take a peek inside the cockpit of a plane. That's when they used to allow that. So all this all together, in a driving simulation, it's quite easy because you can do the setup at home. The major difference in a flight simulator is to have such a setup at home is definitely not something that's easily affordable.
Is there like a reason you wanted this specific cockpit?
We went with the F-18 for a couple of reasons. So one of them is that the Canadian Air Force do not have F-16. So it does make more sense to have F-18 just to kind of go in line. And then the second thing, F-18 has a pretty nice feature, which is landing on an aircraft carrier. This is kind of like the ultimate challenge that we have. So when people come in multiple times and they want to do multiple things, landing on an aircraft carrier, the F-18 does have that feature compared to the F-16. And then it came up to our advantage that the last movie of Top Gun was F-18, so that was a good plus.
That's half the reason I'm here, because of that movie, to be honest with you.
I don't know if they copied it from us or we did.
All right, so I'm going to be completely lost today. So, like, I'm wondering, so it's my first time. For a first timer, what would you recommend?
So when you take off, my advice always is that spend the first few minutes, try to familiarize yourself with the flying. And the reason is, in a jet fighter, it's all about multitasking, right? When I'm flying, if you are flying now, which eventually I'm going to shoot you down, but if you take off...
Hey, but relax there, okay? I'm going to shoot you down too, all right?
If you take off and you start flying and you want to go and everybody's excited, they want to start shooting missiles, right? But if you don't know how to fly, the minute we start shooting missiles at each other and you want to make a turn and I'm behind you and you want to take that sharp turn and you want to look at the joystick and how do I make a turn, and missiles are flying all over around you. So that's why I always advise, take a few minutes, fly, familiarize yourself with the flying, know how to turn, because the minute you check, it's like a stairs. You don't want to go back to that step. Okay. Just move forward and now you start shooting missiles. And when you start shooting missiles, you go to the next step and play defense. That makes things a lot easier than trying to everything in one pot, right?
So you're talking a lot of trash for someone who, I don't know, can actually back it up, okay? So we're on the runway right now. You want to get into a dogfight right now? Let's see if you're really about it.
With air-to-air.
Because I'm about that life, okay?
We are Squamish, yes.
All right. You want to give me a little tutorial on how to get off the runway here?
All right. So you're sitting in the cockpit. In between your legs, you have the stick. That's what we call the stick. This is what you're going to use to actually move the plane left and right, up and down. And then on your left, there's a throttle. So that throttle is like a gas pedal in the car. When you move it forward, you start up the engine and you push the engine to the maximum. That's what you need to take off. In front of you, there's the heads-up display, which is kind of like glass transparent one. On the left, you will see your speed. So to take off Squamish now, you're going to have to push the throttle all the way forward. You monitor your speed. When you have enough speed, which is 150 knots, that's when you pull the stick towards you. So now you'll be up in the air. Now, when you take up in the air, try to maintain a visual of the mountains. You don't want to be going way too high, because otherwise you're going to lose that momentum and lift force, and you're going to start stalling and falling back down.
This is going to be a very quick session for me, because I think you're going to shoot me down pretty quick.
No worries. We'll take a minute. We'll take a few minutes, and we'll fly around.
All right, let's try it out. Let's get off the runway.
All right. Push the throttle all the way. You can maintain yourself on the runway using the stick or the rudder, which is where your foot is.
Interesting.
When you reach 150, you pull the stick up.
Okay. We are officially off the ground.
Yeah, you're up on the ground. Now you want to take your gears, retract your gears by pushing the button that says landing gear. Okay. All right. So we're doing good here. You're going up and down. That's actually...
I don't know if I call this good, because I'm scared all the passengers on the plane right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you're kind of going down now quickly. So I would...
Supposed to pull it up then a little bit?
Yeah. And then the next thing is try to make turns. So that's another thing. In a dogfight, everybody's trying to get behind the other one, right?
I'm barely in the air right now, man. I don't know about turns, man. This might be a little too advanced for me. Should we try it out?
Yeah.
So can you tell me how to do a turn exactly?
So let's, with a stick, you turn it to the right until the horizon is vertical position.
Okay.
That will actually make the plane kind of on its side. And then when you reach the vertical position, I want you to pull the stick towards you gently, and that's how you make the turn. All
right, I'm going to try to turn right now. I'm going to turn to the left. I'm going to see if I can actually do it.
You want to maintain the horizon in a vertical position.
Okay.
If you kept going to the left, you're just going to do a barrel roll, which basically is just going to turn the plane continuously without changing direction.
Okay, I think I sort of got it. Does it sort of look like I have it on there?
You got the turns?
I did something. I don't know if you call it a turn or not, but luggage is flying everywhere in the back. I'll tell you that.
That's good.
Sweet.
We need some competition there. So I'm loaded with 9 missiles. You are loaded with 9 missiles.
I'm only going to need the one. I'm going to destroy you. How do you want to do this little dogfight here? You want me to
So
get
now for a dogfight, the first thing we're going to do is there's a little switch that's on the far left of the cockpit that says arm and safe.
Okay.
So I want you to click this to the arm. What that means is that you're ready to shoot missiles at this stage.
I was ready to shoot you while we were on the runway, man, if I'm being honest.
The second thing is that you're going to position your right hand on the stick in a way that your thumb is sitting on the castle button.
Okay.
That castle button is basically the weapon selector. So flick it left or right to select a weapon.
Sweet.
You will be able to know that you have one selected. If you look in the transparent display in front of you at the bottom of it, it should say 9X or AM and the number of missiles that you have. So you have to have a weapon selected the whole time. Now, your main screen is the right screen, which is the radar. Imagine the right screen as if it was your eyes.
Okay.
So I'm looking here and I'm searching for targets. If my radar cannot see any target and there is somebody behind me here, what should I do? Basically just turn, right? So you just have to turn the plane if you don't see me on the right screen.
Okay. So you want me to do another U-turn right now?
Yeah. And I will be looking like either a yellow break on the target or a crosshair, a white crosshair. So when you make a turn to the left or right, because at this stage you don't know where I am. So keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Do you see me now?
Oh, yeah, I actually do see you now.
All right.
See you on the radar there.
So now you have to lock.
Okay.
You have to press the pinky button on the joystick.
You've been locked.
All right. Now you pull the trigger.
All right, goodbye, sir.
You shot a missile?
I shot it. Let's
That's
go.
not good. I don't know, what should I do now? Let's see.
Get 'em. Do you ever have like anyone from the Air Force come to this center?
We've had people coming in. They brought friends. They kind of go through the missions. Of course, that's where they kind of utilize the different aspects of it. Like even the radar mode, we've set it up on an easy mode. We can actually have it more realistic mode. The radar does not operate the same way that you see it now. It actually operates in a more complex way, but you can actually do that if you want.
Why'd you tell me that? Because like I was pretty confident that I could fly one of these. You know what I mean?
I'm quite lined up. Where are you?
I'm around a farm right now.
Around the farm?
Yeah. I'm just enjoying the nice little scenery right now.
All right. Let me shoot you down then.
Hey. Come on, I'm not a safety hazard, man. Come on.
All right, here we go. Quick. You have to be quick. You either shoot me down or I'll shoot you down.
All right. I have my arms
Let's
to
see.
safety, but if you're going to be talking trash.
Remember, you see, that's how you have to be quick, huh?
Oh, God. I think you might. Oh, I cannot do this under pressure.
No, it is under pressure. That's the whole thing. You asked me what's the difference?
Yeah.
Multitasking in the F-18. It teaches you multitasking. And I hear the click.
Come on.
All right, let's see. Are you gonna escape this one or no?
Oh my God. My thing went off. I am gonna die, aren't I?
All right, I took you down.
Oh. That's what I get for being too bubbly, you know? Got cocky there.
And you're flying in the parachute there.
You single-handedly killed all of Vancouver, man. That's on you, bro. Don't put that on me.
So it's all about multitasking. If you know this, that's the fun thing about it, is that things are in a quick, like especially when people come in and sit for an hour. We do briefing eventually. So they watch a 10 minutes video briefing. They get to sit here and then they start flying. At the beginning, you see the whole, slow pace. Things start escalating. Towards the end, you'll see like 20 missiles flying up in the air, and each is shooting each other. And then we pull the scores, and that's where people have fun to kind of watch.
It's fun shooting the missiles, but getting it shot down is not too fun, if I'm being honest with you.
The good thing about the simulators, you don't need to know much, and you can crash as many times as you want. There are no consequences, right? You just get a plane straight away.
Well, Faraz, thanks for inviting me to your little center here.
No,
I appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for stopping by.
I hope you can be my wingman anytime.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can swing by, and then we can do some formation flying, which is pretty fun as well.
All right. As you can probably tell from this episode, I'm not meant to be a pilot, but if you want to give it a try, please come to Altitude Flight Simulation Center. Like the title show says, my name is Aman, and take care.